Dean Moore, in your scholarship and in your conversation today, you so often come back to the importance of being attentive to young people and listening to them so that we can draw forth what their hearts want to tell us, what their souls want to tell us, and what wisdom they have to share with us. But this isn't a gift that just comes by default in the young Divinity School student or youth ministry or youth worker trainee. And so as an educator, I know you must have wrestled with how do we nurture this gift? How do we cultivate, train might be too formal a word, this giftedness of attentiveness and listening to young people and the people we're sending forth to minister with them?
I think we nurture it by being a community that listens. I think that courses are highly overestimated in terms of what they can contribute to a person's education. I believe in really good courses, really good teaching, and rigorous study. But I don't think that's all there is to theological education. That contributes to the spirit of community by being rigorous and horizon expanding and deepening. But it also needs the work of the community to be community. So I think that a theological school needs to attend to its own quality of life, its quality of community. And that can take place, that requires classrooms in which students feel safe. I'm not going to say any classroom is ever safe or anything is ever safe, but classrooms where they feel like they can be themselves, and if they say something that that's misconstrued or is problematic, they can have space to work through it. They need that in classrooms, but classrooms have many functions. So I'm talking about also, and even more so, about the ways in which student groups and leaders in the theological school create opportunities for the students to get to know one another, and this includes some actual listening practices. It includes dialogue practices. It includes things like a circle process of conflict transformation where you pass the talking piece and people talk one at a time and listen when they're not talking, and so on. There are a lot of exercises or practices that we can learn and that we can teach. Some of those belong in classrooms and are done in classrooms. Some of them are done in other ways in the community, in spiritual life opportunities, in retreats, in events. We had an event sponsored by two students who were passionate about this called Korean 101. And they wanted to communicate. This was one Korean student and one European American student, both of whom felt like that the community wasn't exactly understanding Korean students and Korean American students, and we needed some education. So they created an event called Korean 101. It was fabulous, and it led to another event, which was Disabilities 101. Again, student-sponsored. So cultivating a community in which the official leaders of the community and the student leaders of the community are not only creating opportunities but participating in them and engaging in them actively, confessing when they themselves have misstepped, and finding ways to move the community forward in a much more dignity-enhancing mode. So that's number one. I think that the creating of the community life is the key, and that creates certain qualities, enhances qualities that people already have, enhances those qualities so when they do youth ministry or elders ministry or whatever they do, they're going to do it with a spirit of openness. They're going to want to listen. I do think also that interviews provide a wonderful opportunity. Young people who, theological students who interview young people or people who are different from them in some way are often blown away by what they discover, because they're not having a conversation thinking about what they want to say. They're interviewing this person so they can listen. And that helps develop some capacities that aren't developed in our society if we aren't intentional about it.